Good morning and glad to have you join us on News Bite live broadcast. My name is Uluwa Mayomeku. How is your Saturday going? I hope you're resting well. Well, let's accompany you as you go about doing your chores or getting ready for that party or preparing breakfast or just relaxing in bed. Let's join you to do all that but feed you with news headlines. Those are headlines making rounds within Nigeria today. It's 97 days since President Muhammadu Buhari left Nigeria to the UK on medical vacation. It's a countdown or timeline that we're following. So UK, he's been in the UK. All right. So let's know if you can hear us and if you can see us. Welcome to News Bites live broadcast of news headlines. Let's go. Senate Committee on the Federal Capital Territory on Friday asked the management of the Federal Capital Development Authority to investigate the allegation that an official in the legal secretariat of the authority, Joshua Ehimoni, demanded 35 million naira bribe to secure a removal of caveat on 3 pieces of land in Abuja. Based on a petition, the Senate committee headed by Senator Dino Melaye has begun a probe into the alleged plan by the FCDA to revoke 3 plots out of the 203 hectares of land located along the Airport Road, Abuja, which was duly allocated to the petitioners through statutory rights of occupancy dated October 27th, 2010. At a public hearing on the matter on Friday, the petitioners accused the Ehimoni of demanding 35 million naira bribe from them, an allegation the lawyer denied. By the way, if you feel up to it, feel free to leave any comments, any comments on any of the news items that we shall be sharing with you. Feel free to leave your comments. We'll read all comments, and of course, we'll see how the interaction can continue from there. Former Chief of Army Staff, retired Lieutenant General Ishaya Bameyi, has said that the Senate is not serious about supporting the anti-corruption war of the President Muhammadu Buhari administration. He stated that it is worrisome that those who are supposed to boost the anti-graft fight are rather the ones frustrating it. He spoke on Friday in an interview with journalists on the sidelines of the 40th General Conference of the United Missionary Church of Nigeria in Ilori, the Kwara State capital. Bameyi cautioned citizens against asking Buhari to resign on account of his illness, stating that any person could fall sick. Over 3,000 delegates are expected to participate at the People's Democratic Party special non-elective convention holding today in Abuja. PDP National Publicity Secretary Prince Dayo Adeyeye, who briefed journalists on Friday on the party's preparedness, said that there is no court order stopping the convention. He said the party has integrated some members who were loyal to the sacked national chairman, Senator Alimodu Sheriff, into the convention, disciplinary and reconciliation committees. Today's convention will be the largest gathering of the PDP faithful since the party's 14-month leadership tussle between Senators Ahmed McAfee and Alimodu Sheriff was nipped in the bud by the Supreme Court on July 12, 2017. All the PDP bigwigs and power brokers are expected to once again come together under one umbrella to discuss and make key decisions on pertinent issues that will shape the party. Former President Goodluck Jonathan, his vice Namadi Sambo, serving and ex-governors, former ministers, PDP members in both chambers of the National Assembly and Board of Trustees members are expected at the convention. Similarly, founding fathers of the party, former principal officers of the National Assembly, state chairmen, local government chairmen, party elders, and members nationwide are expected to attend. The chairman, Convention Planning Committee, and Governor of Delta State, Ifeanyi Okowa, said, though the convention is non-elective, it will send a strong signal to the APC and Nigerians that the PDP is set to reclaim power in 2019. The People's Democratic Party has cleared 6 aspirants and disqualified 1 preparatory to its primaries ahead of the November 18th governorship election in Anambra State. Addressing newsmen at the party's national secretariat on Friday in Abuja on the outcome of the screening exercise carried out yesterday, chairman of the screening committee and former Minister of Police Affairs Adamu Maina Waziri said the committee is fair and just. Presenting the certificate of clearance to the aspirant, Waziri said a former Minister of Aviation, Stella Odua, Dr. Alex Obiogolu, Prince John Okechukwu Emeka, and Linda Chuba Ikpeazu are cleared. He said Ifeanyi Patrick Uba barely got cleared, but it's as good as any other aspirant. Oseloka Henry Obaze was conditionally cleared and awaiting a waiver from the party yesterday night to qualify for the race. He, however, said Akolisa Ufodike was disqualified from the contest on grounds of dual citizenship. He is a Canadian citizen or Nigerian by birth. Independent National Electoral Commission on Friday proposed September 16th for the conduct of a by-election to fill the vacant Etiosa constituency 1 seat in the Lagos State House of Assembly. The INEC Administrative Secretary in the state, Dr. Mudashiru Mustafa, announced the proposed date at a stakeholders meeting attended by party leaders at the Lagos headquarters of the commission. The Department of State Services said it has arrested a suspected Boko Haram cell leader and 6 other accomplices. The suspect, Usman Musa, was arrested in Kaduna State on July 1. The service stated this in a statement signed by its spokesperson, Tony Opuyo, in Abuja yesterday. It disclosed that in Taraba State, the service intercepted one Usman Halaji, also known as Abubakar Mubi, on July 5 at Bali Town, where he was said to have been hiding after fleeing Sambisa Forest following the military bombardment of the area. On July 13th, another cell leader, Yusuf Issa, was arrested at Sabruwa Yewa area of Dala in Kano State. August 3rd, 2 suspected Boko Haram fighters, namely Buba Gage, also known as Dogo Dan Cameroon, and Manu Issa, were apprehended at Dawakin Kudu in Kano State. The service also arrested Bashir Yahaya, a suspected member of an ISIS-affiliated extremist cell and close associate of Bilal, also known as Malik, another extremist element at Nagazi in Adavi. August 10, at Kwate village, that's a suburb of Kaduna State, the service, in conjunction with the military, raided the hideout of a notorious armed robbery and kidnap gang led by Salisu Lawan. United Nations Humanitarian Coordinator for Nigeria, Edward Callon, has expressed concern over the search of a UN base for humanitarian workers by security forces in Maiduguri, Borno State, and has demanded explanation on the search. Security forces entered the humanitarian base at 5 a.m. yesterday and searched all the tents and searched the tented camp for close to 3 hours, the coordinator said in a statement. Callon said that UN has no information regarding the reason or motivation for the search, but is working with the government on the issue. It was gathered that the search was carried out amid speculation that Boko Haram leader Abubakar Shekau was hiding in one of the UN buildings after terrorists infiltrated the UN staff headquarters at Pompo Mari Bypass and a few other locations in Maiduguri metropolis. Defense headquarters, however, yesterday said troops of Operation Lafayette Dole did not invade the UN house in Maiduguri, but only conducted a cordon and search operation in that general area, in line with the reinvigorated effort of the military on counter-terrorism operations in the Northeast as a whole. It said that the house being referred to as UN building is an unmarked accommodation occupied by UN staff. Army authorities further reiterate that the search operation was conducted peacefully at the premises when the troops were allowed into it, just like any other buildings, assuring that the relationship between the Nigerian military and the UN has been cordial, aimed at working towards a more secured world in general and in Nigeria in particular, and will be sustained. Borno State government said on Friday that it has donated 16.5 million naira to families of 21 oil workers and 12 members of the civilian joint task force killed in separate Boko Haram attacks in the state. Commissioner for Local Government and Emirate Affairs, Alhaji Usman Zana, made this known while briefing newsmen in Maiduguri, the state capital. Zana pointed out that each family of the deceased oil workers and members of the civilian JTF was given 500,000 naira. He disclosed that the state government also donated 6 million naira to families of 12 other persons killed by the terrorists in another attack at Jidari Kolo area of Maiduguri. Boko Haram insurgents had on July 25th ambushed a team of oil workers from the University of Maiduguri, members of staff of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation NNPC, and members of the civilian JTF, killing many of them in the process. Meanwhile, acting President Professor Yomi Oshibajo, yesterday at the State House in Abuja, formally inaugurated a presidential panel to investigate allegations of human rights abuses against the armed forces. The panel, headed by Justice Biobele A. George Will of the Court of Appeal, has as its members Major General Patrick Akem, Mr. Wale Fakbunda, Mrs. Awa Ibrahim, Mr. Jibrin Ibrahim, Mrs. Ifoma Nwakama, and a representative of the Office of the National Security Advisor. The committee is to review extant rules of engagement applicable to the armed forces and the extent of compliance thereto, to investigate alleged actions of violation of international humanitarian and human rights law under the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria as amended, the Geneva Convention Act, the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, Ratification and Enforcement Act, and other relevant laws by the armed forces in local conflicts and insurgencies. The panel is also mandated to investigate matters of conduct and discipline in the armed forces in local conflicts and insurgencies, recommend means of preventing violations of international humanitarian and human rights law in conflict situations, and make further recommendations in line with these terms of reference as may be deemed necessary. Inspector General of Police Ibrahim Idris has set up a special panel to investigate complaints and allegations that police officers paid bribes for special promotions. Police spokesman CSP Jimo Moshood, in a statement yesterday, said the panel would investigate the allegations credited to the chairman of the Senate Committee on Navies, Senator Issa Hama Misal, as reported. Recall that allegations that police officers paid bribes up to 2 million naira to facilitate their promotion was reported some 2-3 days ago. Police said the special investigation panel has consequently, upon the directive of the IGP, invited Senator Misal to a meeting to clarify and provide details on the allegation, noting that his testimony would assist the panel to conduct a very discreet investigation into his complaints and allegations and those of other aggrieved police officers. Police on Friday prevented a violent confrontation between the Resume or Resign coalition and pro-government protesters at the Unity Fountain, Maitama, Abuja. The Charlie Boy-led protesters were observing the 5th day of their sit-out at the venue when members of the pro-government group Center for Fairness and Justice stormed the garden and attempted to attack them. But the police quickly formed a cordon around the Resume or Resign protesters and shielded them from the adversarial move of the government supporters. Meanwhile, some bishops have asked President Muhammadu Buhari to resign from office because of his ill health. The bishops also reprimanded the presidency for persistently refusing to disclose Buhari's health status. Speaking at the second session of the 12th Synod of the Anglican Diocese of Owo, the Bishop of Owo Diocese Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, Right Reverend James Oladunjoye, asked Buhari to resign and give room for another person to do the job. The bishop said the situation whereby the president has spent several months abroad has not helped the country, adding that it is wrong to conceal Buhari's health status as he is no longer a private citizen. The Bishop of the Ibadan South Diocese of the Anglican Communion, Right Reverend Jacob Ajetumobi, on his part, advised Buhari that should he decide not to resign, he should not contemplate running for the second term. Doctors Without Borders on Friday said that 4 expectant mothers have died of hepatitis E infection at the internally displaced persons camp Ngala, Borno State. The organization also said that 400 other displaced persons, including women and children, are affected with the disease in the camp. A statement signed by Musa Yahaya, the MSF Field Communication Officer, released in Maiduguri, said hundreds of persons are affected following the spread of the disease from the Niger Republic. The organization estimated that there are about 45,000 displaced persons at the Ngala camp. Yahaya said that the contagious disease spread quickly in the Ngala camp due to a combination of poor living conditions and flooding, describing the situation in the camp as worrisome and portending serious health threats. Hepatitis E, or liver inflammation, is a viral disease caused by drinking contaminated water within the endemic areas or through the consumption of uncooked or undercooked meats. Hepatitis outbreak can be epidemic or individual. Kwara State government has denied reports of an alleged outbreak of a mystery illness that claimed 70 lives in Orago community in the Ifelodun local government area of the state. The State Commissioner for Health, Sulaiman Alege, told journalists in Ilorin that the reported outbreak is a mere rumor, insisting that the State Health Ministry has not confirmed any outbreak in any part of the state. The Oloro of Orago, Oba Tafadada, and the President Orago Development Union, Olani Yolushola, raised an alarm on a strange illness in the community, especially among the Bororos, which claimed many lives. Olushola said many people have died as a result of the illness within 2 weeks, adding that it has been reported to the State Ministry of Health in Ilorin through one Dr. Lawal. He noted that the Orago General Hospital has been abandoned and that the community currently has no functional health center. Members of staff of Federal University of Technology, Owerri, Imo State, on Friday disrupted academic and non-academic activities to demand for their salaries from the management of the institution. The protesters, who converged on the campus roundabout, marched through various routes, clutching placards and leaves, and sang songs which depicted their situation. The workers, who defied downpour, caused heavy traffic as they arrived at the university's administrative block, which houses the office of the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Francis Eze. Over 100 residents of a home community in Biase local government area of Cross River State on Friday deserted their domain for fear of impending communal crisis over land disputes. Residents of the community feared that neighboring communities would attack them any moment, and they had to desert the area for fear of being victims. Although no life has been lost, but property worth millions of naira have so far been destroyed. When contacted, the State Commissioner of Police, Hafiz Inowa, said policemen have been drafted to the area to maintain peace. An intending pilgrim from Sokoto State, Ino Muazu, has died at the Sultan Abubakar III International Airport in Sokoto State. Ino, age 56, was said to have died while boarding a plane to Saudi Arabia Thursday evening. Spokesperson of the Sokoto State Hajj delegation, Alhaji Isa Chuni, said the deceased hailed from Kware local government area and had no record of disease. According to him, Ino had passed all screenings only to collapse and die while boarding a plane. It was gathered that two of our sons who were escorted out to the airport also collapsed. However, one of them was resuscitated immediately, while the other one is still receiving treatment at the hospital. Meanwhile, Nasarawa State Governor Umar Tanko Al-Makura has warned individuals preparing to embark on a holy pilgrimage to Saudi Arabia to always use a special wristband with security features given to them during the exercise to avoid being apprehended. A Nigerian company, Digital Toil Company Limited, and Sinohydro Corporation of China has signed a memorandum of understanding to build a 1,350-meter long bridge over River Benue. The proposed Bagana-Guto Bridge, which would link Kogi and Nasarawa states, has suffered a 9-year protracted force majeure, but officials say the travail is now over, with a new concessionaire taking over the project, which is designed to have a non-stop, technologically advanced tolling system. And lastly, a crowd of protesters on Friday stormed a crude oil flow station and gas plant in Rivers State owned by Shell Petroleum Development Company of Nigeria Limited, demanding for jobs and infrastructure development. The SDPC-operated joint venture, in a statement, decried what it described as illegal occupation of the facilities by some persons, saying it had informed the authorities of the development and is working towards resuming safe operations. It denied allegations of neglect of communities in Kula Kingdom and Belema in Rivers State, saying it had implemented a global memorandum of understanding in the area that led to a wide variety of social investment projects, including university scholarship awards. All right, that's the most we can take on our news headline today. We hope we've been able to feed you with news making rounds today. Feel free to drop your comments, your views, and would read them. Are there comments? Are there comments? I doubt. Okay, there are comments. All right. Okay, let me go through. Akiloye, good morning. Good morning to you too. It's great to have you on board. Akiloye joins us every morning, so you also can endeavor to join us every morning at 7:30. We do this. Michael Pastor, yes, very loud and clear. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Michael also joins us from time to time to discuss issues anytime we have such coming up. Okay, Akiloye, thank you. Oh, Michael Pastor just shared your video. Thank you so much. Adeni Yebel, that's another support that we have. He joins in every time. He shares the videos. Oh, I'm supposed to share it too. Sorry, I forgot while I was reading. All right, thank you, Adeni Yebel. And today, Oguji, of course, we can say that you joined us too. So many other people that joined. We say thank you to you for joining us. Let's do this again on Monday at 7:30. But remember, oh, Friday yesterday was supposed to be an open mic, right? We missed it. Sorry. Okay, can we do this on Sunday, like tomorrow Sunday? We'll discuss, we have an open mic tomorrow evening. You must have come back from church and rested very well. So let's start at 5. How about that? All right. So we do open mic tomorrow at 5 in the evening. In the morning, you won't have news headlines. Let's rest too, a little. So in the evening, we'll have the open mic, and then join us on Monday from 7:30. Open mic tomorrow. Don't worry, just watch this timeline. Would feed you with, would prepare you ahead, would give you a heads up as to what we're discussing, and would likely even call a guest on the show, depending on the topic we have. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend to yourself. Rest well. Get refreshed. Yes, if you must attend a party, attend, but be moderate in your consumption or anything you take there. And be safe, and see you tomorrow at 5. Thank you for joining us. My name is Oluwa Mayomeku. Have a great day to yourself. Bye.